Bonjour et bienvenue dans cette mini-lecture, La possession pour français 112. So first and foremost, as usual, you should have downloaded your mini-lecture worksheet. If you have not done so yet, pause the video and take a minute to go look it up on Blackboard and download it. If you can print it so you can follow it along. You can also have it open as a Word document while you're watching this video. Okay? Now that you are ready, let's start. On commence. Possessive adjective express possession or ownership. That's my, your, their in English. Let's take a look at this table right here. You can see in French it's already a little bit different. What do you notice first? What's the main difference between English and French? And you can see it's the gender, right? You have a masculine form, a feminine form, and then you also have a plural form. So as you can see on your worksheet, you have this table, right, that you can fill out. If you don't have the worksheet, I suggest you take it down in your notes anyway. Pause the video and take some moment to write this down. Okay, let's pronounce. Mon, ma, mes. Ton, ta, tes. Son, sa, c'est. Notre, notre, nos, votre, votre, vos, leur, leur. So as we were pronouncing, you already noticed a couple more things, right? Note that our doesn't have a difference between the masculine and feminine, same as your plural. It's the same form, votre. Leur has the same identical pronunciation for all three forms because you don't pronounce the S in the plural form, right? Take these notes down as they help you remember the pronunciation. So why is there a masculine form and a feminine form in French? It's because the possessive article is going to agree with the noun that follows, with the noun it modifies. So, if I want to say her family, in English, her family, her is going to agree with the subject. Mrs. Leroux is introducing her family. But in French, it will be sa famille because famille is feminine. Voici mes frères, Joseph et Victor, et mon oncle Laurent, avec ses enfants, Pierre et Andrea, mes cousins. Notre famille est formidable. So, I say mon oncle. Mon is masculine because oncle is a masculine noun. So I'm going to use a masculine possessive. So I, a woman, female, would still use mon oncle because oncle is a masculine noun, right? So you have to let go of the English mindset here to understand the way the French language works. Few examples, mon oncle, oncle being a masculine name, it would take the possessive mon in the masculine form. Ma famille, because famille is a feminine noun, it takes ma. But if I want to say cousins, my cousins, I would say mes cousins, cousins being a plural noun. Write some example of this. There's a fill in the blanks on your worksheet here. But write several examples and make sure you understand that you need to know the gender of the noun in order to use the correct possessive. Okay, liaison. If there's a word that begins with a vowel sound, there's going to be a liaison between the possessive and the noun. Exemple. Ma tante s'appelle Dominique. Okay. 16 enfants. 16 enfants. Hear the liaison there? 16 enfants s'appellent Claire et Emmanuel. Her children. 16 enfants. Don't forget the liaison when you're pronouncing. One exception, one rule to remember. Ma, ta, and sa all become mon, ton, and son in front of feminine nouns starting with a vowel sound. Mon ami. Ami here is a feminine word, female friend. but I would still use mon in order to make that liaison happen. Mon ami. Mon ami Clémence a 4 neveux et nièces. Another example of this is école. École, school, is a feminine noun, but I would still use mon, ton, or son because it starts with a vowel sound. So if I want to say your school, I would say ton école. Ton école. Hear the liaison? The preposition de means of. So that's the apostrophe S in English. My uncle's wife, la femme de mon oncle, s'appelle Annick. La femme de mon oncle. Note the word order there. My uncle's wife, la femme de mon oncle. Le fils de mon cousin, my cousin's son. Le fils de mon cousin a 2 ans. One thing to remember is the contracted preposition article rule. De followed by le will turn into du. De followed by les will turn into des. Always, always, always. You can never say de le or de les. You always have to say du or des. Pardon. C'est le livre du professeur, right? De le professeur, du professeur. You contract it to du. Ce sont les contrôles des étudiants. De les étudiants. Des étudiants. You contract it to des. Okay. Some practice. As usual, pause the video. Take some time to do this exercise before you take a look at the corrections. Okay, thank you for pausing. Here we go. You can take a look at the corrections here and see what you've missed, or if you have everything correct, that's great. As you can see from the worksheet, the most important takeaway in this lesson is that you have to know the gender of nouns. Because if you do not know the gender of nouns, if you do not know that sourire is a masculine noun and musique a feminine noun, you will not know the correct form of possessive to use. Okay? So whenever you make vocabulary lists and flashcards, always indicate the gender of the noun of the vocabulary word that you are learning. Merci beaucoup, bon courage pour le quiz et au revoir.